Flying abroad soon? Then you need to know what immigration officers are really asking, because one wrong answer can ruin your trip before it even begins. In this video, don't fly without knowing these 10 customs and immigration questions. We'll break down the most common questions travelers face, from how much cash you're carrying to your travel purpose, stay duration, and even what's in your luggage. We'll explain what each question really means, how to answer them confidently, and reveal a crucial insider tip at the end that could save you from unexpected airport trouble. Now don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to not miss the next trick, which can get you through the airport faster and stress-free. Now let's dive in. 10. Purpose of travel. Ever been asked what's the purpose of your travel and then suddenly forgotten why you even booked a ticket? Don't worry, it happens. But this is one question you can't afford to fumble. Immigration officers aren't just nosy. They're checking whether your reason for visiting matches your visa type and travel documents. So let's be clear and consistent. If it's tourism, mention you're visiting popular landmarks or exploring local culture. For business, specify meetings, conferences, or client visits. If you're studying, say which institution and program. Visiting family, mention the relationship. I'm visiting my sister who lives in Toronto. Avoid vague answers like just traveling around or for work stuff. Those sound suspicious and can trigger more questions. Keep your tone calm, polite, and confident. Here's the golden rule. Whatever you say must align with your visa and return ticket. The officer isn't trying to scare you. They just need proof that you're not planning to overstay or work illegally. So next time you're asked this question, smile and state your reason clearly. 9. Duration of stay. How long do you plan to stay? Sounds simple, right? But this is one of those questions where even a tiny hesitation can raise eyebrows. Immigration officers ask this to check if your travel plans actually make sense for your visa type and the return ticket. So instead of saying something vague like "I'm not sure yet" or "maybe in a few weeks," be precise. For example, say I'll be staying for 2 weeks from March 5th to March 19th. Or I plan to stay for 3 months while completing my internship. Giving a clear time frame shows that you've planned for your trip responsibly and aren't a potential overstay risk. Also, make sure that your answer matches the details on your return flight, hotel bookings, and visa duration. If your visa allows 90 days, don't say you'll stay for 6 months. It's all about showing consistency between your words and the documents. Basically, immigration officers want to see that you know exactly what you're doing. So keep it short, clear, and confident. The more precise your answer, the smoother your entry. 8. Accommodation details. Where will you be staying? Sounds like a casual question, but it's actually one of the most important ones in immigration. Officers ask this to confirm that you have a clear plan and a legitimate place to stay, not just wandering in with no idea where you'll go next. If you're staying at a hotel, mention the name and address clearly, like I'll be at the Grand Hyatt, 123 Main Street, Singapore. If you're staying with friends or relatives, say so confidently. I'll be staying with my cousin Sarah Lewis at her apartment in London. Having a printed copy of your booking confirmation or a letter of invitation can also help if they ask for proof. Avoid vague answers like "I haven't decided yet" or "I'll figure it out when I get there." That's a red flag that can make them think that your trip isn't properly planned. The goal here is to show you're organized, responsible, and have legitimate travel plans. So before you fly, memorize your accommodation details. It's a small thing that can make a big difference at the border. 7. Declaration of goods. Do you have anything to declare? Sounds innocent enough, until you realize this one question can turn your smooth arrival into an awkward airport scene real quick. Customs officers ask this to check if you're carrying restricted or taxable items. And trust me, trying to hide something is never worth the risk. This includes things like food, plants, expensive electronics, gifts, alcohol, tobacco, or even large amounts of cash. Many travelers assume, oh, it's just a few snacks or souvenirs, no big deal. But those small items can get you fined, or worse, detained if they break import rules. Know what's the best move? Declare everything honestly, even if you're unsure. Officers appreciate transparency way more than surprises. Most of the time, if it's within the limit, they'll just wave you through. But if you lie and get caught, you could face penalties, confiscation, or a travel ban. So when in doubt, declare. A few extra minutes at the counter is way better than hours of questioning. Remember, honesty isn't just the best policy at customs, it's the only one that keeps you out of trouble. 6. Carrying food or plants. Got snacks in your bag? Maybe a jar of grandma's homemade pickles or a cute little plant for your friend? Before you stroll through customs, that's exactly when this question hits. Are you carrying any food, plants, or animal products? And while it sounds casual, it's actually a big deal. Customs officers ask this to protect the country's farms and ecosystems from foreign pests, bacteria, or diseases that could sneak in through innocent-looking items. Even something as harmless as fruit, seeds, or meat jerky can carry invasive species or viruses. Countries like Australia, Japan, and New Zealand are famously strict. One forgotten banana could cost you a few $100s in fines. Seriously. So here's the golden rule. If you're unsure, declare it. Chocolates, spices, dried flowers, animal souvenirs. Just be upfront. Officers appreciate honesty and might simply inspect or confiscate the item without penalty. But hiding it? That's a one-way ticket to trouble. Think of customs as guardians of the environment, not killjoys. A small declaration can protect entire ecosystems and your travel record. So before you fly, double-check your bag. Saving a snack isn't worth a fine or a lifetime ban. 5. Recent travel history. Your passport tells a story, and immigration officers love to read it. When they ask, have you traveled to any other countries recently? They're not just making small talk. They're checking for possible health, safety, or security concerns linked to your recent destinations. For example, if you've been to a country with a recent disease outbreak, conflict, or visa violation issues, you need to ensure that you're not bringing in risks. This question also helps confirm the consistency of your travel history, whether the stamps on your passport align with the details you've provided on your visa or arrival form. The trick is to answer them calmly and honestly. List your recent trips, especially those within the past few months. Avoid downplaying or skipping any country, even if it was just a quick layover. Immigration systems are interconnected, and inconsistencies can easily flag suspicion. In short, they're not just judging your vacation choices, they're making sure that you're safe to enter. So keep your answers clear, your travel history consistent, and your passport ready. A well-documented traveler is always a trusted one in the eyes of immigration. 4. Criminal history. This is the question that can make anyone's heart skip a beat. Do you have a criminal record? It sounds intimidating, but it's not meant to actually scare you. Immigration officers ask this to determine whether you're eligible to enter the country under their security and moral conduct laws. Different nations have different rules, and even a minor offense in one place might be taken seriously in another. For example, countries like the US, Canada, and Australia have stricter entry policies. A past conviction, even for something small like a DUI or possession, can lead to extra screening or even a visa denial. But here's the key. Honesty goes a long way. Lying or hiding your record is far worse than admitting it. Immigration databases are interconnected, and the chances are they'll find out anyway. If you do have a record, provide the necessary documents or court papers showing that you've served your sentence or have been cleared. Some countries even allow rehabilitation or waiver applications. So take a deep breath and answer truthfully. Immigration isn't about punishing your past, it's about assessing trust. And honesty is always your best travel companion. 3. Travel companions. Traveling solo or with a squad? Sounds like a simple detail, but it's something immigration takes seriously. When an officer asks, are you traveling alone or with others? You're not just being friendly. They're trying to understand the context of your trip and who you're associated with. If you're traveling alone, they might ask a few extra questions to confirm your plans, like where you'll be staying or who you'll be meeting. It's not suspicion, they just want to ensure that you're prepared and safe. On the other hand, if you're with a group, family, or tour, your answers should match theirs. Officers often cross-check details like travel purpose, accommodations, and trip length to make sure that everything aligns. Inconsistencies. Say one person says business trip while another says vacation can trigger more questioning. So it's smart to be on the same page before you even reach the counter. be calm, be clear, and be consistent. Whether you're flying solo or rolling deep with friends, what matters most is that your story makes sense. A confident, truthful answer keeps your journey smooth and stress-free. 2. Prescription medication. That little bottle of pills in your bag might look harmless, but to airport security, it can raise serious questions. When an officer asks, "Are you carrying prescription medication?" they're making sure that everything you're bringing is legal and properly documented. Different countries have strict rules about medicines, especially those that contain controlled substances like codeine, certain painkillers, or anxiety meds. What's over the counter in one country might be banned or restricted somewhere else. That's why it's essential to keep your medications in their original packaging and carry a valid prescription or doctor's note. If you're questioned, calmly explain what the medicine is for and show your prescription. Avoid transferring pills into unmarked containers or mixing different medication. That's a fast way to raise suspicion. For travelers with ongoing treatments, it's also smart to carry only the amount that you'll need for the trip, not a bulk supply. At the end of the day, customs officers aren't just trying to make your life difficult, they're just enforcing drug regulations. Be honest, stay organized, and have your documents ready. That way your health stays protected, and so does your peace of mind. 1. Amount of currency. Money might make the world go round, but too much of it in your pocket can make immigration look twice. When they ask how much cash are you carrying, they're not just judging your wallet size. They're making sure that you're not unknowingly breaking international law. Most countries have strict rules to prevent money laundering, smuggling, and illegal financial activity. Typically, you must declare if you're carrying more than $10,000 in cash, traveler's checks, or monetary instruments. It doesn't mean you can't bring more, you just have to declare it honestly. Trying to sneak through with undeclared cash can lead to confiscation, heavy fines, or even criminal charges. So if you're just carrying large sums for business, tuition, or family support, keep documentation ready to explain its source and purpose. Also, remember it's not just about physical cash. Prepaid cards, bank drafts, and foreign currency can count too, depending on the country. So play it safe, know the limit, declare when necessary, and keep receipts handy. It's not about how much you carry, it's about proving that the money's clean, your intentions are clear, and your journey stays hassle-free. Drop a comment below and share your customs or immigration experiences. We'd love to hear them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss another travel tip. With these 10 questions mastered, you can breeze through airports, stay confident, and make sure every trip is smooth, stress-free, and completely hassle-free.